business. I'm Sherry Simoes, and I've been coaching women entrepreneurs for over 25 years to build a successful business.
And I'm Janet Benedict, also coaching and helping men and women entrepreneurs for over 25 years now.
So today we're talking about rocking your content.
That is right. You might have heard this phrase before, content is king. Content marketing, it can bring traffic, it can establish your expertise, but if you haven't got a plan, the content might not do much for your bottom line. So you've got to have a plan and have specific goals that you want to achieve with your content. Sherry is the expert in marketing, and I'm going to ask her, can you explain exactly what is content marketing?
I certainly can, Janet. It's one of my favorite things. So content marketing is a type of marketing that involves the creation and sharing of online material such as videos, blogs, social media posts, and they're intended to stimulate interest in your products or services. So actually, it's really quite a powerful way to market your business. I'm so excited to discuss this today.
What makes it so powerful? What makes the content so powerful?
Oh, here we go. Content marketing is an amazing, powerful strategy. It's got numerous benefits. And just a few are that it's inexpensive because it's you creating the content and posting it. Typically, unless you're a big agency, you do it yourself. It can help create fierce loyalty from your audience. It helps generate free word of mouth. It helps establish your authority and expertise. It's a great search engine fodder, and it can bring publicity from traditional media to you.
Wow, I didn't know it did all those things. That's amazing. Yeah, so how do we get started? Tell me.
Well, basically, I think it really starts to learning to really listen. Learning what your target market wants. A lot of people say, you know, I'm not really quite sure what type of content to create or what I should write about. But you know what? You've got a ton of research opportunities right at your fingertips. It's a matter of really being aware and taking the time to get to know your target market. If you do this, you'll be way ahead of your competitors. You know, some people prefer to live in bubbles and guess the content that their audience wants to read about and listen to.
So true.
If you take the time to get to know them, find out what their pain points are, what they really need, what they really want, right? Your content is going to speak to them all the better and much more powerful. So I've got a few ways to start understanding what your readers want to learn. And we're going to go through each one of them. And Janet's going to have some really cool comments and questions about them, I'm sure. Number one is ask them to submit questions. A dead simple way to find content marketing is to just ask your readers. Ask them questions on a particular topic. Not only do you get great content ideas, it helps them to feel involved, right? Set up a simple submission form or do a survey. You can ask questions on Facebook. There's lots of ways you can ask your audience to submit answers to questions.
I think that's a really great idea. When we're asking our clients or potential clients to submit questions, we're getting them engaged. They're becoming part of the process, which makes them feel good. And we're finding out exactly what it is they need to know.
Exactly.
We need to know. We need to listen to be able to help them. So that is a really good tip. Ask the question.
Yeah.
So simple.
Those answers are going to help you cater your content marketing to speak to them so much better, right? Your links. So if you send a link to a content or a product that's an email, track it. Do the same on your websites. Pay attention to what interests them, what type of stuff they read, what type of things they pass by, and modify your plan accordingly. You may think you have an amazing topic to speak about and nobody goes to it and nobody reads it and nobody comments on it and you're wondering why. Well, perhaps if you would have put a different subject line, tweaked the content a little tiny bit, and promoted it a little bit differently, everyone would have wanted to read it.
Yes.
So one more thing about that though, don't just track your product sales, gauge the interest on the content you provide. So a lot of people say, oh wow, I sold 10 hand sanitizers last week. Well, that's great, but how did you sell them? Pay attention to which posts, which advertising you did, which marketing you did brought those sales in, so that you can maybe do 20 next week for fine-tuning that content.
Yeah, that's
also you'll also learn. Sorry, Danny. You'll also learn what media methods they paid attention to. Was it the video? Was it the PDF they downloaded? Was it the audio they listened to? You need to also pay attention to what format brought them in as well.
very good points, because I wouldn't have thought of all those. So what you're saying is we want to track what content or product brought them in. We want to see what it was. Was it an email? Was it a link? Was it a PDF? Was it a video we did or sent? Really good idea to do that. So how do we track them?
Well, there's technical ways to do it. There's programs that can help you with that. But I would suggest that for right now, that you just simply pay attention and keep record of where those sales came from. It's the easiest way to get started. If you really want to get into it, we'll be covering it at some point about tracking your links officially. But if you're a small or medium-based business, just pay attention and keep track. Just like when we teach people to ask where the sale came from when they placed an order. Where did you hear about us? Was it the radio ad? Was it the blog post you read? Was it the video online? Was it our YouTube station? You got to do a little market research. So this is a part of the way you can do it. So track your links just by basically keeping track of where each sale came from. Ask your clients where.
Good idea.
Yeah. Number 3 is observing your audience on your own virtual property. So your own virtual property could be your blog, your forum, your website, your Facebook page, your Instagram account. You've got a lot of research opportunities on your own virtual property. Pay attention to your readers' comments, the questions. Check them out. Go to that extent of, if someone asks a comment and says, I don't understand how to use that, answer their question, but also click on their profile perhaps and read about them. What business is it that they operate? Maybe they're a potential reseller for your product and you never even thought about it. Maybe they're crying out for some coaching help and you didn't see that because it was on another comment or on their page somewhere else that they mentioned that. So go and check them out a little bit. Do a little spy work. See what their interests are, what problems they might need help with. Spending a little time doing this can be a real eye-opener.
Yeah, I actually never thought of checking out what the comments say, more as to who commented and who didn't. To go further into it and read what it is they're saying really could give us some very valuable information. I really like that idea, Sherry.
Thank you. All right, so number 4, observe your audience in their own natural habitat. If you don't have your own website, blog, forum, etc., Facebook page, you can go elsewhere to observe your market. Just realize when you have your own social opportunities with people who already love and to listen to you, subscribe to your newsletter or your podcast, subscribe to your newsletter, buy your products, you'll get the best picture of what they want.
Absolutely. You know what? I've always known that one of the best sales tools, because now I'm going to talk from a sales point of view, is to listen.
Yes.
To listen, observe, to watch and see. And I could see this is such a valuable tool to have getting to know our clients and our target audience and what it is they want and want to hear about. That is great. Listening and observing.
Yes.
Number one,
Definitely,
folks.
definitely. Number 5, this is a good one too. Conduct keyword research. This is something that really scares a lot of people because they're like, where do I start? I've got a really, really easy tip for you here. To generate more first-time visitors and leads, conducting keyword research will help you determine what kind of content you might create. So you can do research at www.wordtracker.com and create some nice size keyword lists for your potential content ideas. So look for highly targeted phrases that have low competition. So wordtracker.com has some tutorials that are teach you how to do it. It's not difficult. I do believe they still have a free plan too that you can go on and do so many. Examples would be how to build your own picnic table, how to remove wine stains from carpet, right? Those are keyword phrases as opposed to just a keyword. That will help you to create some really powerful content for what your audience wants to hear.
Yeah, that is a good idea. I actually checked out wordtracker.com because I didn't know that site existed. And there's a lot of valuable information there. And keywords, we're always being asked whenever, even setting up a meeting when we do our meetings, you know, what keywords, is it networking, is it business, is it entrepreneurs, what, you know, and you can do several. But I think one of the key things here is to use ones that have low competition.
Yes.
Or else you get lost in that whole vast expanse of people. So
exactly.
Yeah, good idea.
Can be a little tricky sometimes to find those. You have to be persistent, but they are there, and that's why this tool makes it so much easier to find them. All right, on to number 6. Watch your competitors. We talked about being a spy before, so this is a little bit of spy work on its own here. But you need to see what your competitors are doing. What types of content do they give their readers? What do their readers respond to? So, you know, your audience might be a little bit unique from theirs, but look for your competitors who have a similar style and focus, and you'll get some great ideas. You know, we don't want to copy from them, but it will just get your creative juices flowing and get you some ideas that may work. If it's working for them, it's going to work for you.
Also, if you see it's not working for them,
yes, it's
chances
true.
are it won't work for you either. Or you might see something that you like, but you're not sure on, and you can modify it a little bit, you know, but track and see. Watch if anybody is following you and your style and maybe using some similar things to what you're doing as well, because imitation is the greatest form of flattery, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
so that's another way to measure it. That is great. Great ideas, Sherry.
Yeah. So there you have it, 6 ways for you to dig into and rock your content, right? Just to recap, overall, the more observant you are, the more likely you are to deliver what your readers want. At first, you might be challenged to do this, but the more you make it a habit and observe these ways, the more second nature understanding your target market becomes. It should be an everyday thing that you're always paying attention to. Once you know what they want, you can deliver it in so many ways that we're going to be discussed on our next podcast. So stay tuned and subscribe.
Absolutely. Hi, thank you for watching part 1 of Rocking Your Content. Now we're going to go into part 2 of Rocking Your Content, and we're going to be talking about some brainstorming strategies that you can use. And with me is, of course, Sherry is here to carry on about that. She's a real expert when it comes to brainstorming and content, and I can't wait to hear what you've got to say.
Thanks so much. And thanks everyone for listening and continuing to listen. I hope we're giving you some great ideas. So content brainstorming strategies is what we're going to talk about, as Janet mentioned. Observation is your best source for delivering the type of content your audience really wants, but we all run short of ideas sometimes, right? So if you run into trouble, we're going to cover some surefire ways to get the content idea ball rolling again. Read and watch the news and current events. I know it's not too happy right now, but try and get past the glum and horrible stories out there right now and pay attention to what's happening in the news. And many times you'll find something that ties in perfectly to your audience interest. For example, if your target market is people who love to travel, which no one can do right now, give them some ideas on planning ahead, picking a place you want to go to once the pandemic is over, right? And how to plan ahead, how to get the best deals, how to get the best rates. Share, so that when you are ready to book people in their travel again, you've inspired them and kept in contact with them by delivering some really good content, really good ideas, right? That was number one. Number two, I love this one. Keep a notebook with ideas. I tell all my clients this because you may have a great idea and later in the day you think, wow, I really had a good idea today and I don't remember what it was. It's me all the time because I have so many ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So always keep a little notebook, or you can use your mobile device. And when you come across ideas, just jot them down. Sometimes a little story about what happened to you at a restaurant or your kid's soccer game can become relevant to your readers, right? People love stories. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but people love stories. Janet, do you keep a notebook for your ideas? What do you do?
I sure do. I've got a real big one for your ideas. And that's an inside joke Sherry and I have on ideas. She says idea and I run. But I actually keep one on my bedside table now too, or I use my phone and talk into the notebook feature on my phone, because some of my best ideas are just when I'm relaxing, getting ready to call it a day, say goodnight, and then bang, that idea comes into my head and I go, what am I going to do with it? So, right. Yeah, it's a great idea. I recommend it.
Those ideas that come on the fly are usually the best ones, I find.
True.
And yeah, you're right, Jana. Whenever I say I've got an idea, Janet says, "Uh-oh." I've actually started to use my mobile device because I can speak into it, make a voice note, or I can just go to my notes and add something there. Yes. Because it's not realistic to carry a notebook everywhere with you some days, right?
True.
The next one I want to talk about is number 3, product reviews. People love product reviews. And we talked about a little bit about that today in a group I belong to and facilitate called the Shop for All Online Mall. Mm-hmm. Instead of just posting a picture of a product, put some facts in, put some features, benefits, stories, ideas, benefits specifically, because people always want to know what that product is going to do for them and how it's going to help them.
Absolutely. That is such a good idea.
Yeah, it'll also show who the product is suitable for and who perhaps it's not suitable for, right? Mm-hmm. It'll also talk about any potential drawbacks, perhaps, or how to purchase, stories of what other people have experienced when they purchase it as well, right? So that's a great one. So go beyond just the typical, this is the product and a little bit of description about it and what the price is. Go a little bit further.
Yeah, you mentioned, like pictures of the product too. And mm-hmm. that is such a great tool, because a lot of times, we get more from the visual than we do from the like written and writing it out or reading it out loud. So when we see a picture, it gives us a better and clearer idea. I think that's a great thing to do with all your content.
Yes, have good pictures. And don't be afraid of taking some selfies with you holding the product, taking the product, using the product. If you are a business that offers a product, typically you are using that product. So show it off. Show how you make a smoothie with that protein powder. Show how you, use your tool to do something. Don't be afraid to have you are your business. We also talked about that this morning when I was doing a little education with the members of the mall. Don't be afraid to show you. Do some live video, show yourself off.
You are your number one product.
Exactly. Number 4, conduct case studies with your clients and customers. Case studies is perfect because they can be highly informative, but also amazing, provide amazing testimonials for your business too. So if you do these case studies with your customers and collect the results, you can use that so much in your marketing. Have you ever done case studies, Janet?
I have, because I have used them in sales seminars where we've, conduct case studies and show that doing something one way or doing it another way and what is more effective. And they do tell a lot.
Also doing case studies with people who have used your product or your service. How has it helped? You can really use that information also to better your products and services or offer them differently too. So case studies are amazing.
Yes.
They allow you to cater your content to speak to your audience, right? Once you know what they've experienced.
Absolutely.
Number 5. This is a good one. Interview other experts or celebrities in your market. Now, I don't mean maybe Angelina Jolie or some big time celebrity, but just get people in your market that people turn to for information, guidance, and even entertainment. Janet, you and I are always talking to each other and providing insight and kind of interviewing each other on these shows too when we're discussing things, right?
Right.
So interviewing other experts and celebrities is amazing because it gives your audience a view other than your own, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it brings somebody else into the picture. So you're widening your audience. You're also, in a way, taking advantage of their circle of influence and their peeps online too.
That's
so
true.
That's a great idea if you have the courage to do some interviews and whatnot. It doesn't have to be video like Janet and I are doing. It could be a podcast that you do that's just a voice, and you don't have to be so nervous getting your face online. I love my face online. I don't mind. It doesn't make me nervous anymore.
I hope they're listening more than they're watching.
And then number 6, have someone interview you. This is an ultra easy way to create content simply by answering questions. You can even have your own readers submit questions for their interview. So this show that we're doing right now, the Rockin' Your Business show, we have weekly shorter ones where we actually interview people. So if you don't know where to start, you can reach out to Janet or I and ask to be interviewed on our weekly chats with local entrepreneurs.
Yes.
Number 7 is look at previous content and expand on it. I love this one because I tell everybody, you go to the trouble of creating, say, an article or a video or a blog post or whatever you're doing. Look at that previous content, expand on it, take parts of it, use it. Don't just do it once and forget about it. There's so much leverage in one piece of content that you can pick it apart and use it in all kinds of different ways.
Absolutely. You can reposition anything and add to it. And especially as, more people use the product and give you reviews on it, you can add them. So you're right. Don't just do it once and then stick it away.
I actually did an article a while ago about using one blog post 40 different ways.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you can really, if you think about it, you can turn an article into an ebook. You can turn an article into a list. You can turn an article into an infographic. You can make it into a video. There's so many ways you can pull pieces of one blog post and make it into 50 social media posts that will last you forever. If you're always pulling pieces and doing things with that piece of content, you're not working so hard.
That's right.
And I'd like to talk a little more about that sometime because I think that would be a really interesting subject for our readers is digging into how to do all these different things with one piece of content.
That sounds marvelous. I'd like to hear that because I have several articles here that I've done over the last number of years, and I keep saying there's still more in here. I need to bring more out of it, and I would love to know how to split them apart and do different things.
Yeah, the possibilities are endless, let me tell you. The
Okay.
other one is number 8 is create a top 10 list.
Okay.
If writing isn't your bag, this is an easy way to come up with plenty of ideas in point form. And people respond to point form. Now, if you get into all the, I guess, the different personality types and what different readers like, some people do love big, long articles, and some people like point form.
Point form.
So you may not attract everybody, but I think everybody can resonate with lists and bullet point lists. So top 10 list is easy for anybody to come up with. I think anybody who runs a business can do that, or top 5 ways, or whatever you can come up with, top 7, top 8, top 9. Just like we're doing today. It's funny because we're ending off with 9. So we're talking about 9. Usually it's 10. I don't know why it's 9, but that's what I came up with. And the last one is number 9, entertain. People use the internet for information, but also entertainment. And I like to think sometimes that we are entertaining when we're doing this show, Janet.
I'm sure we are.
We can laugh at each other. So you don't always have to come up with earth-shattering information to impress your audience. Just have fun, inspire them, and make them laugh. Yes. Right? That's what it's all about. Laughter is the best medicine.
It is the best medicine. And, you know, a lot of people are getting online and entertaining themselves, playing online games, doing things on Zoom, family meetings, and all kinds of things with entertaining themselves online right now. So I think that's a good one to end on for sure.
Yeah, and entertaining your audience and your potential clients and your clients, it's going to keep them engaged with you. And I mean, who doesn't like a little lightness and fun, right? It doesn't all have to be all serious all the time, especially in today's, you know, times with this pandemic and all the news out there that's really bad and depressing. Let's have some fun and let's keep things light. So that was 9 content brainstorming strategies. I hope that you will, you know, take them and run with them. I'm actually going to post these content brainstorming strategies on our website, www.rockinmybusiness.com. Watch for them so that you can go and download and put them into play. I'd like to give that as a gift to everybody who's listening to this show today.
That's wonderful. Thanks, Sherry. That was such a lot of good, valuable information. I can't imagine anybody who can't use at least a couple of those ideas.
Yeah, well, it's not always, people are different. Their skills and what they can come up with are different. I can come up with a million ideas in one day, where someone, one of my clients constantly asks me, I don't know what to talk about, help me, right? So not everybody has the creative, I guess, ability to brainstorm on their content. They need ideas, they need help, they need support. And that's where Janet and I come in, and that's why we run the business we do called Rockin' My Business, and to support women entrepreneurs and actually male entrepreneurs to rock their business.
That's right. That's what it's all about, and we love it.
Yes, we do.
Okay, so we're going to sign off for this time.
Yeah, we're done like dinner.
All right. Hope you enjoyed part 2, and always look forward to your comments. So when you do see these shows, please leave a comment. Tell us if you liked it. Tell us if you didn't like something. Let us know, and that way we can better be prepared for what we want to do next. So looking forward to your ideas. Looking forward to your questions. We're going to be doing something special with questions that come in, so we want you to start thinking about questions you can ask us that we can answer on subsequent shows as well. Okay, so go.
So much, everybody.
Rock your business.